Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will give you a short introduction to circular economy concepts. I will give a definition of linear and circular models and I will explain the impact of the linear production on agri-food sector. So, what does circular economy really mean? And what are the differences between linear and circular economy? That will be the main topic of this presentation. So that's what is happening until the 19th century. When the Haber-Bosch process of fixation of N2 of nitrogen from the atmosphere into urea and production of the fertilizers and using the phosphates and potash from the mines was discovered, we have this situation for almost 2 centuries, 200 of years. The consequences are spending of natural resources, degradation of soils and soil pollution, decreasing of biodiversity, because such concept is based primarily on exploring the arable land and cultivation of very huge surface of the whole continent. For instance, comparing with the Corn Belt in United States and the great deforestation of Amazon rainforests because of the production of the soybean primarily. It is very hard to compare this production based on the linear economy with the sustainable agriculture and sustainable agri-food systems that also supposed wasting of energy and very bad carbon footprint, because the huge quantities of the cereals and legumes must be transported to the European or some other harbors or Asian harbors, and the transportation must go on till the final destination. What does the circular economy in agriculture means? Circular economy in agriculture refers to the transformation of traditional linear farming system into closed-loop systems that minimize waste, maximize resource efficiency, and regenerate natural ecosystems. I hereby suggest to audience to open these links, cross references, and you will find in these papers the really good explanations of circular economy in agriculture and what does it really means for the future of the mankind. This slide, you can see the visualization of the circular food system. First, we have the natural resources, nature water, grassland, and arable land. The products, such as fish or seafood, must be processed into the through the food industry. The grassland affords us, the grassland area affords us livestock production, which is also processed in the meat industry. The arable lands, on the arable lands, we have the growing of crops, which are also processed in the food industry, baking industry, uh, uh, the, the eatable oil factories, etc., etc., etc. And they are used or spent by the consumers. However, all this waste, which is not treated as waste in the circular food system, are used and it's returned into environment as manure or bioactive compounds. Also, on this chart, you can see the multiple pathways to a circular bioeconomy. Bioeconomy is completely bioeconomy is economy of all agriculture and food production in general. And it is a part of the circular economy, the biggest one. Nevertheless, in the circular economy consists not only the bioeconomy, but also the using and displacing of the fossil fuels and waste fertilizers, whatever. Then we have the capturing as a motor of the whole process, the capturing by smart drainage, producing of green nitrogen, using of new genetic traits and engineered microbes, which are returned or used, applied better in the soil. And the consequence is regenerating of biodiversity, of the soil health, and of the wetlands. If we want the whole process running, we have to optimize the nutrients and water. The bioeconomy, which is particular aspect of the circular economy, consists reusing of all organic waste, transforming into some byproducts or bioproducts, such as biogar, biofuel, and capturing biochar and into a biochar or carbon capture and storage into different products And after that, we have regenerating of our health and health of the nature. What are the linear challenges in the context of biofarming? The challenges in biofarming, as you can see, are multi-faced, encompassing logistical, economic, and biological obstacles. That's the truth. Logistical challenge involves the design and management of biomass supply chains, particularly for herbaceous biomass used in production of medicinal and aromatic plants, particularly of medicinal and aromatic plants, because the medicinal and aromatic plants are in the middle of our project. This is the most important part of the BioFarm Clusters IPA Adriatic BioFarm Clusters project. Here are some main issues about production of medicinal and aromatic plants. We have very complex issues related to production cycles, such as harvest, storage, transportation of biomass from one farm location to central processing plants, influenced by factors like influence of factors like weather uncertainty, seasonal variations, and finally the low bulk density of medicinal and aromatic herbs. The main challenges in biofarming, particularly in production of aromatical and medicinal plants, are social, demographic, and legal challenges, definitely. Then we have organizational challenges. And finally, economic viability is the last challenge as a consequence of positive or negative impacts of the previous challenges.